The Zelda game, the new one, the Tears of the Kingdom.
Yep.
I watched the trailer for it this week. It looks good. It gave me some good little feels when because the theme, the trailer music was very kind of, in my opinion, very generic fantasy RPG.
It got me, dude. It got me all fuzzy.
But then in the middle part, right in the middle, they did a little do the Hyrule song that was from the original Zelda, a little bit electric guitared up a little bit.
That's what got you?
Yeah.
The departure from it is what got me.
No, man. I got all the feels when it came back when I heard that, because I played the original Zeldas on the Nintendo, on the Super Nintendo, on the N64, the Game Boy. I played all those, and that music is ingrained in these ears.
Yeah.
It is in there. So it looks good. It looks good. I mean, I don't game anymore, so it just looks like another game to me, but good.
One of the common jokes going around, for some people it's a joke. Like for me, it's a joke. For some people, it's not a joke. It's a massive DLC for the previous game.
Sure.
It's the same art. It's the same frame rate. It's just a bigger world. From what I hear, and also a ton of different fucking things that you can do. I'm looking forward to it, man. My trans-Pacific flights to go back home and coming back to Taiwan this summer. I can't wait. That's my game.
Nice.
Like I've got Xanax if I want to sleep. I've got the game if I don't want to sleep, and I'm sure they have movies in the meantime.
They usually do, yeah.
Yeah, a couple of shitty movies that I'll pick up, like a little.
It's not even that long of a flight for you to get up to Anchorage, is it? It's only like 12 hours or something, yeah? 10, 12?
Well,
10?
I have to go to Seattle to catch No Effects on the 22nd of July.
Yeah, that's right.
So I'm going there first, and then I have to go back to Seattle.
Rub it in.
So I do round trip from there.
Rub it in. Rub it in.
I mean, hey, dude, you're welcome. There's going to be a little bit of a gathering, dude. There's going to be some Kodiak folks coming down, some people from Bellingham coming in, it's going to be a little...
I'm sure.
You're welcome for sure.
I'm sure. Man.
Yeah.
Favorite punk band of all time, maybe favorite band of all time.
I've never seen them live, and this is their farewell tour.
Yep.
It's as hard to say as Arnold Palmer. Hey, I did it.
Easy for
Arnold
you to
Palmer. Wait. Hey, dude, we're live.
Are we lives on the internet?
Hey, turns out.
Okay, right on. Welcome to Critters in Taiwan, a D&D podcast about Critical Role, where a bunch of nerdy-ass voice actors sit around and play Dungeons & Dragons. I am Ben and Gaoshan.
I am Tim and Taichung.
And we're Critters in Taiwan. Hey, Tim, how are you now?
Hey, I'm doing all right. Work is going a little better these days. Nice. Remember, I was telling you personally, wasn't going so hot for a while. Didn't know if I had my job anymore, but things seem to be, hey, this guy's all right,
Yep.
So I don't think I'm on the chopping block anymore. How about yourself, dude?
Busy.
Settling in?
Always busy. Settling in. Yeah, settling into the new place. I don't know if you can see up there. Is it off screen?
I see Alf.
Yeah, it's Alf. And and then
he's just on screen for the screen.
Beside Alf is Maggie Simpson. So yeah, we're definitely getting settled in.
Maggie and Lisa clothes, really?
No, it's in the baby clothes. It's
she usually wears blue.
Blue, but this is like the nightie with the little frilly thing when she's in the crib.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And you got a little stethoscope around your phone on the wall there that you can't see live, but I can see in Skype.
It's a fan. One of those shoulder fan things that shoot up air into your faces. Yeah.
Oh, you got two fans on the bottom shooting air up? Fuck, dude. That's life
pretty
in
all right.
Kaohsiung.
It's pretty all right, man. It's pretty all right. I laughed when I first saw them, and then when I tried one, I immediately went out and got one.
Yeah, I would put my headphone or my earphones in, and then put this thing around my neck every day. Every day. No
Game
question.
changer. It is. It really is.
Yeah.
Hey, Tim. We should.
What's going on, man?
Here tonight on Critters in Taiwan, we are talking about Campaign 3, episode number 59. Somewhere out there. That's it. Somewhere out there.
I mean, you didn't quite hit the notes right.
No,
but I understand what you're doing.
I sing like an amputee. I can't carry a tune.
Limbs.
Can't carry a tune. Can't hold a note.
What a shitty joke.
Bloodhound Gang.
Somewhere out there.
Yep. That's why they don't give me the microphone. That's why I want you. You know, I'm not allowed to have a microphone.
Once that drummer becomes easy, they ask you for more, you know? Like, look at Pearl Jam. It's like, dude, so you can play guitar, right? He's like, yeah. And they're like, all right, well, but so pick it up more because vocals are easy, you know? Come on. What's his name?
Eddie Vedder.
That's what I said, remember?
Yep. Yep.
So, somewhere out there.
That's what it is. Somewhere out there.
I don't have much to say before the episode starts, but I'm pretty confident I'm going to win the first rollies because I have.
I'm going to say one thing before the episode starts. I looked as soon as the episode started and the ad reads started happening. All I had to do was look at the table. And I was like, oh, we're changing. Because none of them had their dice trays out except for
didn't notice.
Marisha, Liam, and Taliesin. I noticed it right away.
That's a good eye, dude. That's a good
I saw it right away. Right away. I was like, oh, there's dice trays missing. And then I was like, oh, it's and so instantly, within 2 minutes, as soon as Matt did the welcome and they clipped into the went over to the ad read, which was Sam was up first with his crazy makeup stuff on.
Yeah, he had a bulging eye and a bunch of bullshit.
But instantly I was like, well, that was also the other clue is I was watching, I'm like, dice trays are missing. His dice tray isn't there. Marisha's is there. Liam's is there. I was like,
noticed that.
Yep.
Good eye, dude.
So yeah.
Yeah, and also, what was I gonna say? I didn't notice until like the last episode, the first thing that kind of like I was like, wait, are they finished or are they not? You know, because usually they have kind of like it was a little bit emotional.
Yep.
You know, I was in my pocket, so I didn't see even the first and second time. Like if people were like crying, it was like, oh man, it's just so nice to play with you. You know, because that usually happens after like an 8 episode.
No. They full on left on a not a cliffhanger, but they left on a mini cliffhanger. Yeah, that episode, the 58 didn't leave at a and see you guys again. Blah blah blah. Nope.
It wasn't so definitive as they have been in the past. You know, where this character's leaving this episode. You know, that kind of
Remember,
thing.
the episode ended with them being teleported.
Yeah,
and not knowing
we're
going to
come in next time.
Yep.
Yeah, and I've got some things to say about this right over here.
Oh, cool. Well, then let's find out if you get to say those things about that with some dice rolling. Math rock time.
And then the second thing.
Oh.
is when this episode started, I had it in my pocket, and like Matthew started talking about some shit that was like, why are you saying this again? And I was like, oh, because the people who are at the table. Until I heard, I believe Liam was the one to speak first. I don't remember if it was Liam or Marisha, but as soon as I heard that, I was like, oh fuck, we have officially like I was, you know.
Right. Okay.
Maybe
gotcha.
they're still doing something in the middle, and then they're gonna do it later. And I was like, oh shit, here we go. Okay. All right, so let's get in these rollies then, eh? I'm going to win this one. I'm going to start off right exactly where we're supposed to. Easily with an 8.
I got a 16.
God damn it, Ben.
Well, hey, what are you gonna
supposed to win this one.
My lucky number. All right. I am going to start out right off the hop with Amy Carrera bringing fire. This character was what she always should have played.
Okay.
I loved it. It makes so much more sense than Opal. I from EXU, right? Yeah. I enjoyed this character way more than Opal. Opal felt to me like her practice run, even though it wasn't, because she did do some play testing and whatever. It feels like she's played D&D in the meantime, got a better handle for how things work, although she still is I got some notes about this later in combat. Trying to flip the alligator again. Which is definitely going to become a thing in D&D, I think. You're trying to flip the alligator, are you? Anyway,
jump the shark, flip the alligator.
There you go. But this character, I really dug it. it makes way more sense for her. Sassy Dwarven Barbarian Rogue. First off, number one, this Barbarian Rogue combo is genius. Genius. Mechanically.
In what way?
Mechanically. In combat, if she goes, so barbarians, you're familiar with this, barbarians can choose to go reckless if they want to, right? Mm-hmm. So if they go
at
reckless.
At a certain level, right?
Level 2.
Okay. Wow.
So that's quick. At level 2, you can choose to go reckless attack. I believe it's level 2. Sure. You go reckless, you get advantage. Everybody gets advantage on you, but you get advantage on them. Rogue. When a rogue gets advantage on an attack, they get sneak attack.
Woo!
Barbarian goes reckless, gets advantage, always gets sneak attack.
That's right. That came up a lot, didn't it?
Absolutely.
He's like, also 2 more D6 because you got sneak attack.
Because you got sneak attack. And it's a fun one to think about too.
That's a crazy rule. If you get advantage, you get sneak attack.
It's really smart. It's really smart. If you do this right, it works out. It works out really, really, really well because visually, what you do is you're going in there and you're going, I am so laser focused on trying to penetrate in the exact right spot that into this little thing, it's reckless. You're opening, you're so focused on trying to get into that place with, what she use a grape sickle.
Are we still talking about Squirtle Girl?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
So she's the dwarven barbarian with a grape sickle, right? So she's got this grape sickle and she whacks in with it, trying to penetrate in the exact right spot, which is very reckless because you're not paying attention to people around you, so reckless they get advantage on you. Yep. But you're so focused on trying to get into this little spot that you get sneak attack.
Right up in there.
It's right in that little spot. Anyway,
we've all heard stories when we were in junior high school.
It made so much more sense to me. I was watching her play it. I mean, okay, you can say what you want about the Denise with a dollar sign. You can chat about the Rosie Perez shit from White Man Can't Jump. Actually, no. This one for me was more. Is it My Cousin Vinny?
With Marissa Tomei.
That's Marissa Tomei. It's a little bit. I was getting more. Less Rosie Perez, more Marissa Tomei. That from My Cousin Vinny, that sort of a vibe from her. Both are probably applicable.
Staten Island, New Jersey,
exactly
kind of approach to it.
And just a fun thing.
That little bit of the Latin feel that I can't really do with my accent.
Puerto Rican, I think.
Yeah.
Very much like that sort of a thing coming out.
Yeah. Like
also, fun little note.
A little bit longer than you'd expect.
I remembered this character, but I couldn't remember from where. So I went back onto the social medias, and she got brought up in EXU as Dariax's girlfriend.
In EXU?
And in EXU, got mentioned. Dariax mentioned her. And then, I don't remember that, but she was in Narrative Telephone. When Amy was a guest on Narrative Telephone, she played Denise. And I remembered that. I just couldn't remember from where.
Fuck, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Yep.
That's why it felt so familiar.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It wasn't a departure from anything I expected, I suppose.
Nope.
Yeah. Because, I had my issues with it. I think I was a little bit more vocal about it with EXU, where it was.
So was I.
I think we both talked about it live, like we took it easy, but we both had our issues with dude, you're on Critical Role. You should maybe take a step back and let this shit shine and be a supporting character. But I felt maybe I should watch it again, because I've only seen EXU each one once. I think the second one twice. I'm not sure. And maybe I should watch them again to be like, okay, maybe she actually did a better job than I thought, because it seemed like she was, like you say, they're all divas.
Yes. I think there's also a thing for an older guy like me who's been playing from since the fucking 80s, it's a little jarring to bring in so much sort of modern, young tone, different, sort of a younger generation vibe right out the gates, right? You are, boom, it's all this presence, all this commanding presence from a very, let's face it, like a non-traditional sword and sorcery kind of a thing. The vibe, the Latinx sort of vibe, whatever you want to call it. It's, that sort of flavor.
God damn it.
It's not a good word at all. I don't know why I even said it.
I think Latinos and Latinos really don't like that term.
No, they really don't. Exactly. I don't even know why I said it.
Latin people. Yeah.
Yes. Anyway, that vibe, it felt a little bit, and it's like, well, that's not really Exandria. That's not really this, but who cares? They're having fun. So
yeah. Again, there's that rule. Are you having fun?
Absolutely.
Yeah, like as soon as she came in, if you are keen on our previous episodes, wasn't the biggest fan of.
No, neither of us were. Neither of us were.
And because it was like, I want this spotlight, I want to stay in it, as much as I can.
Yep.
And my second time through, I was at the gym, just like doing a workout. I was like, dude, this is like minutes of this person talking about themselves. I'm like, okay, so yeah, she's a diva, and I'm just like, God damn it, okay, let's get through this. And then as soon as we did get through it, she played great. Yep. She wasn't stealing any spotlights until I'm just gonna keep going until towards the end of the episode, where she just like threw out some words. I'm like, dude, you should probably have maybe a little bit more chill, or maybe this was something that you and Matt talked about.
I feel like in this episode there was a lot of chill. Like she came out the gate hot, and then
everything's diva.
Yeah, and everything really chilled out after a little while. Like there were still the moments, but I felt like then at that point she was like, okay, now I'm relaxed. Now I've made my presence known. Here's the situation, and we're just going to roll with it. There was quite a bit of chill. She was mellowing out and everything, and it felt really good. There were moments. The moment where when she came out as Mona, and then was like when Emily came out with her character and started calling her Book, and she was like, why are you calling me by my name? I'm like, that's good RP. That's really good. Denios, and she heard Denise, and I'm like, that's really, really good.
Denise too. Actually,
I don't know what I heard.
I heard Denise.
Yeah. Yep.
Denise.
So but there is no way Emily knew that. Like, there's no way that was coincidence. 100% coincidence, and it was well thought out, well played by Amy. I mean, like, she's like, what? That's my name. Why are you saying my name? And without
how do you
knowing
know my name?
Yeah. How do you know my name? Like, that's what a great little fucking thing that was. It was good. Yeah. I liked it. I'm wondering here's a question for you. What do we call a barbarian rogue combo?
It sounds like the start of a joke.
No. I'm actually. Is it a barber rogue?
Oh, we're talking like
the portmanteau. Is it rogue? I'm partial like to Rogarian.
Rogarian?
Yeah, I like the Rogarian. Or barber. I think
that wins. Like if you start with barbarian, barbary rogue, that doesn't work. Barrogian.
Barrogue.
Roguebarian,
Rogarian.
Robarian. Yeah.
Also, here's another good question with the grapesicle. It's not a real weapon in D&D. So
okay.
The sickle is not a great sickle. So it's a
sickle.
Not a grape sickle.
Sorry, are you saying great sickle or grape sickle?
Yep.
Fair enough.
I spent some time looking it up. It doesn't exist, as far as I can tell. It existed in 3.5, but that doesn't exist. As far as I can tell, it doesn't exist in 5. But that doesn't really matter. It does kind of rules as written. To get sneak attack, it has to be a finesse weapon. So if they're ruling the grapesicle as a finesse weapon, then all good. That's all.
Well, if it's a sickle, aren't sickles big weapons though?
No, their sickle is like a little. They're a druid weapon. It's like a little hooked. It's basically like a tiny little thing that has a hook on it. It's a harvesting weapon.
Are you talking about the tiny little ones that just come out like this?
No, that's a comma. That's right. That's a Japanese weapon.
Japanese weapon.
The sickle is a European harvesting tool. No, that's a scythe. A sickle
okay.
A sickle is used for cutting things up in trees and stuff. You would like go
those with saw teeth.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, not so much. The sickle is hooked, has a big hook, like almost like a question mark.
Oh, for like taking heads off.
Or picking berries out of a tree. But yeah.
One or the other.
Do you remember do you remember Asterix and Obelix?
One more time. I caught
Asterix and Obelix.
Asterisks and obelisks.
Yeah. Asterix and Obelix.
And breasts.
It was a French comic book about the Roman Empire and the Gauls. And the Roman Empire had conquered all of France except for one little pocket of these village of Gauls, and they were resisting because they had a magic potion that when they drank it gave them superhuman strength, and the Romans couldn't beat them. The druid in the village used a sickle to collect the secret ingredients for the magic potion. That's really why I know what a sickle is, because of that cartoon when I was a kid.
Huh. I think that's why I think that a sickle or a scythe is used for decapitation.
Sure.
Just because of the shape of it, you know?
Yep. Fun weapon, anyway. It was a fun thing. That's my first roll. What do you got for a yes and?
I think for yes and, if I didn't give it already, do I want to say more about that? I guess I can yes and a little bit further with that one, because that was kind of my yes and idea. Okay. In the beginning, I was like, okay, the diva thing, and just so you know, the diva thing goes for both male and female actors at the table. They're all divas, maybe divos. I don't know.
I mean, fuck, man. At some point, at many points, Sam is as diva as it gets.
He's as diva as it gets, as a person. Yeah.
Yep. As a general person. Yes.
You grow up rich. You continue to be rich. You're gonna be a fucking diva, devo, whatever. It's probably where devo got their name. I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit more as a yes and at the end of the episode, where I felt like Amy's character put a little bit too much, she offered information immediately, whereas it didn't really seem to fit well with how she was withholding information in the beginning. And she just gave out like two things pretty quickly. I was like, Amy, you got to have some chill.
Her convo with Orem around the campfire?
Yeah.
Yep.
Because she just came out with two things, and then actually I don't even know if this might be the yes and then, I suppose, because this leads into this, did Orem ever meet Dariax? Because that shit was in the second campaign. No, that was
EXU. They were part of the Crown
They
Keepers.
met Dariax.
Yes, they were the Crown Keepers. That was Fern, Orem,
mixing up my campaigns here.
Dariax, Opal, and who's the fifth? Goddamn, Robbie, Dorian Storm.
Dorian Storm, yeah. Bronte,
yeah. Yeah, that was the five of them were the Crown Keepers.
All right, that takes care of that yes and, I suppose, yeah. But
so
I felt like it was a little bit forced. Like
that's why
just, threw out.
Yeah, of course, because she wanted the relationship to be known. She wanted Orem to of course that it was forced because Amy wanted that. It wouldn't.
That's what I felt.
That's a tricky one to have come out organically. So, but in fairness, she does sort of like, fucking Dariax. Like just saying the name sort of like that it's not completely without sort of that is something that a person would do while they're sitting around contemplating, just drop a name like that. Not fishing for anything, just to sort of say under your breath, fuck.
Yeah. It was like, Dariax, because it seemed like she was like, Dariax, And it's like, well, you're just going to throw that out instead of...
I think it was a little bit more of the former. She was more like, fucking Dariax, god damn it.
Yeah.
More like one of those.
2 times through, I didn't pick it up as that. I felt like it was Dariax. And he'd be like, oh, sorry, who? Be like, okay, nice force. Okay, well done. Yeah. So like in the middle, fine. But just as we said before, I was worried about her inclusion.
So was I, man. So was I when it first walked out on the set.
5 minutes of her introducing herself and all that shit, and look at my.
But I turned on that one real quick, and I enjoyed it a lot. You gotta say, be honest. Yep. Hey, should we do another rollies?
Yeah, let's do another rollie.
Okay.
Oh, come on! I'm gonna win with this natural 20, motherfucker.
There you go, bud. I got a 17 too, so good win. Good win.
That's a good win right there. Finally, I get the tome.
There you go. There you go.
All right. Well, then I'm gonna come in with what I was supposed to win with last time. Is that I don't have a ton of notes for this because I have a lot of thoughts about it, but not a ton of notes because this is kind of a throwaway episode, and I knew this going in.
Okay.
Because we're going in, like as soon as I realized that this was the other half of the party, they have to role play through like, oh gosh, nobody's here. It's just the three of us, because you have to role play through that. Or you could Matthew could just put it in the intro, just being like, oh, hey. And you notice that the other half of your party is not there, and then you move forward. Yes. He could have done that, or they could just RP through it,
Which they did. They did. Listen, man, their lack of metagaming was commendable. There were moments where they went through things very quickly, but they did a great job. I mean, this is one of those things. Sorry, I don't mean to take your thing there, but this is a thing. Part of me was kind of like, fuck, they're going to be doing like they're not going to be fully embracing the fact that the party is split up because they know a lot of they've watched it. They know what Team Wildmount is doing. They know what's happening. They know what's been going on. So there is just a like, okay, we're just going to brush us off and move forward with our own thing. Whereas part of me was like, damn it, I wish they had done this concurrently. It would have been so much more organic if they had been able find a way, some way, to do this concurrently as the two episodes are airing and then replay them. We talked about that I think a while ago, but they didn't, so it's fine.
It'd be interesting, like time passes a different amount, like, depending on battle, depending on how many nights they sleep, travel.
There is and there is a thing to be said. It felt like this break gave them a lot more energy to when they came back to sit at the table, the three of them, Marisha, Liam, and Taliesin. They had more energy. They had more oomph. They had more go. And it felt like the break gave them a chance to sort of reevaluate some things. That's what I thought anyway. Anyway, go on. Sorry.
I have more to say about it. I'm going to bring it up as a different point, as a yes and or a rollies win or whatever.
Okay.
But also, okay, so with the first part, it's like, all right, they're going to role play through. We're here by ourselves. All right. Nobody else is here. All right. So there's just, you just wait, and, I'm there for the lore, and it's like, all right, so do your RP. Okay. Let's get some lore. And then also Marisha's up there by herself on the top half of the screen, and then the other two on the bottom. And then when they come across the first guest person, she comes in on the bottom.
Yep.
I'm like, okay, how much time is going to pass before the next guest comes in?
Yeah, it was not subtle.
It was not subtle at all, And then like the next guest comes in, listen, and then I'm like, wait, are they going to bring another one in? Because like the way that they're seating, there's a spot there.
Still unbalanced.
Yeah, they didn't move the cameras for it. Yeah.
And if we can talk about how when they go up the gorge and Orem goes up the top and he sees a figure up there and he's like, not draw your sword and attack the thing, just say, hey. Like that's what you do when you get up to the top of a gorge and you see a figure up there in D&D.
He initially said we should go back the other way,
right?
Which they did, but and then they still had the interaction. I don't actually remember at what moment he said, "Amy, would you come to the table?" What happened right before that?
When Orem jumped up onto the plateau.
He did the boots of flea jumping or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, striding and springing, I believe. No, I forget. Maybe not striding and springing. I think they're just boots of leaping. I don't have no idea.
It could be. I think Fern had?
No, Grog had boots of striding and springing. Fern has mirthful leap as a fawn.
I think colloquially Liam calls them flea jump boots.
Yeah, I think they're just boots of leaping. Maybe I forget. I don't know. I'm not sure what they're called. And it doesn't really matter. But
and
no,
Liam
that's when
he's like, I'm gonna spider climb. I don't have the spell. I'm just gonna spider climb this way.
Yeah. And Marisha's like, oh, I've got spider climb.
Yeah.
But when Orem jumped up onto the plateau and then he shouted out, "Hey!" That's when Matt was like, "Okay, Amy, come to the table." And if we could have Amy come to the table, they all do the hugs, which is the intro.
Who was he yelling "Hey" to? The shadowed figure?
The shadowed figure at the top of the plateau. So Liam also knew that there was a guest coming, and he was just like, "Yeah, this is the guest because it's going to happen right away."
He said like, "Oh, it was so fast." You know?
I know, but that's just Liam acting.
Is that Liam playing the game?
100%. Okay. 100%. Yep.
Yeah, I was doing power cleans at the time, so I was like, so I was not super focused.
Yep. If I can end on that one, I'm going to say. Oh no, you're still going. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I think I did mention everything because like when they did finally put the second character on the top, there was definitely they didn't center them on the camera. There was they were on the side. Yeah. Yep. That was the end of my point. Yeah.
Did you notice the way that they were set up though? This is again. I looked at it right away. As soon as the third character got introduced,
I say that all the time. This is again. You've got so much caduceus in you.
As the third character comes and sits down at the table and introduces herself as what they were, instantly I was like, well, that's a wizard or a spellcaster of some kind. And then I was like,
about the second one.
Wait a minute. That is on the top. We've got spellcaster. On the bottom, we've got melee.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
Look at that. I didn't pick up on that.
Wonderful symmetry. I mean, Laudna is a warlock sorcerer. Bordor is a sorcerer.
Bordor Dogson. I love that name.
Bordor Dogson. Yep.
Probably my favorite name of guest so far.
Prism. Just Prism.
With a money sign.
No, that she said that, but it never got put in actually on the.
It thing. Didn't. No, I was gonna look for that because they did it for Denise.
They did. They did
from Mona to Denise, and then Denise to the money sign. Yep. They did that. I saw that.
I know, same. But they didn't do it for Prism, so I think she thought twice about it in post. But it was like I was like,
it's like the meaty tongue for FCG. You know?
Sure. So right away I was like, okay, so we've got a warlock sorcerer, a sorcerer, and a wizard. And by the way, that fucking wizard class that Emily chose is wow. I did not know anything about it until I read it, and I was like, this is trouble. So this is my yes end.
Okay.
I'm going to pull something up on my phone here because we need to know about this. You need to know about this.
And you need to know about this.
Yeah, here it is. So when Emily showed up at the stay on the thing, because she gets mentioned at the very beginning in the ad read, and you don't know who she is, do you? Emily Axford? She's a D20 alum, Dimension 20. She's played a lot of D&D. And when I say a lot of D&D, I mean...
Seemed that way.
A fuck ton of D&D. So I've watched her play. She's amazing.
Okay.
Brett, this is cat sitting at the door. You're not going out. See if you can guess who said this. Listen, Emily is one of the best D&D players in the world. Endlessly creative, so fun to play with. She was also sent from hell to kill me.
What a great juxtaposition of sentences. That's got to be BLM.
That's Brennan Lee Mulligan. And yes, she is one of the best D&D players on the planet right now.
Like, that's terrific. I mean, I have no idea who she is.
Yeah, 0%. I've watched her play. I've watched her play in D20, and she's fantastic. When they mentioned her name in the Tears of the Kingdom one shot that's coming up next week, May 30th. As soon as they said her name, I was like, oh, that's great. Because she's a really fun D&D player to watch. And then when she sat down at the table, I was like, oh, well, for fuck's sake, this is going to be incredible. And it was. Like that, what she brings to the table is going to be incredible to watch.
And she already
especially next to, who's she sitting beside?
She's next to, I don't know.
Utkarsh.
I don't know this person.
Right. Neither did I.
And this person doesn't seem to know much about D&D.
So can we talk about this for a quick minute?
Yes, this is my yes and. Let's consider this my yes and.
Okay, because Utkarsh, when he sat down, I was like, who the hell is this guy?
I went back 4, 5, 6 times when Matthew was like, Utkarsh, can you come to the table?
And he's sitting down and he's rolling dice. He's like, is it this one?
It's about to go down.
It's yeah. This and Matt's like, can you roll? And he's rolling. And he's like, which one? This one? Yeah. And he's like, yeah, roll that one. And I was sitting there watching. I'm like, why would they bring an absolute newbie to the table who's never played? Didn't they play test? And I'm sitting there and I'm like, no, something's not right here. Is this a goof? And he's like, I do 5th level lightning bolt at a, and I'm like, come on now, what's going on here? All these little warning signs start going off in my head. I'm like, no, something's wrong. This is not right. This is not on. They would be making way more of a big deal about this if this was actually true. So I went back and I'm like, okay, well, who is this?
Wait, if what was true? That he was brand new to the game?
Brand new to the game. So I'm like, I did the quick Wikipedia thing and I'm like, rapper, singer, actor, no idea. College humor. Nope. Don't know who this person is. Okay. I'm like, this is all like, I don't watch
celebrity.
I don't watch TV, so I don't know what is going on here, right? I'm like, I don't watch the College Humor. I don't know. I know what College Humor is. Don't watch it. There's been a bunch of other stuff that on there. I'm like, nope. And then I saw down at the bottom on the Wikipedia page, they were in Forest Gray, Giant Hunters, with Matt Mercer way back in 2019.
Around campaign 2 times, yeah.
He definitely knows how to play D&D, and he plays D&D. Apparently, is quite a regular D&D player.
Now, 5th edition.
Oh yeah.
He definitely knows how this shit works.
Oh yeah.
What does a beer can mean, or a beer mug mean?
This is a game. This is a game within a game. Something is afoot, and I have a theory.
Oh, do you?
I do.
Should we roll first, or should we go into it?
Sure. Let's do it.
You want to roll first?
All right,
because I might just usurp this rolly.
I got confidence.
You're going to win, probably.
Nope.
I got another infinity.
Oh, did you? I got a 5.
Oh.
Damn it. No, it hovered on the 18 and then dropped onto the 5.
That infinity's right next to the 20.
Mm-hmm. You know? All right, so you're up.
Okay. Well, I'm going to keep this one pretty quick because I want to hear about this. Yeah, the other two are kind of not in sequence with this. Do you have any ideas of reasons why this has multiple parts to it? Like why this particular group was split in half? Okay, maybe it's just this particular group was split in half. You know, and we've at least talked personally, or maybe on the last episode where like they split up. You know, like the it came up in a 4-sided dive is what it is, where it said like, oh, it's like Aladna and Imogen got separated. You know, Ashton and FCG got you know.
I do have a theory about why it is.
Okay, and then there's random people that you come across that are just like, dude, I was on my farm and now I'm here. You know, like in this last episode. But then you go to cities where people are still in their cities.
Sure,
and they're just there. Like you go to Uthadurn, not Uthadorn. Christian, come on, I don't know how it's spelled, but. Come on.
With a U.
Is it O-U-R-N?
Yes. Okay, no, it's U-R-N.
It's U-R-N. So why is he saying Uthadorn? Christian, get on with it. Come on. Anyway, so people in towns like stay in their town, but like what? Only adventurers get scattered across, but then
there is definitely something going on, eh?
Yeah, this is not like it.
Again, this is not random. This is 100% with intent.
To think that you know Matthew 100%. Is smarter than Ludinus.
Oh, fuck yeah, this is not.
And Ludinus put together the whole trap of Keyleth and the Dark Knight that saved her and put him into a fucking lens that put him in this thing, you know?
Yep.
And nobody seems to give a shit, but it was a huge moment for me, and I'm sure for you too. And, you know, and Ludinus is that smart, and who created that motherfucker? Matthew did.
Sure.
So Matthew's got something going on here.
100%, man. There is something going on. So there's lots of fun theories on the internets about that, about what is actually going on. Yeah. You want to, so from what my initial take on it is, and I sort of put this together as this episode was going on. Like I mentioned earlier, giving those guys the break, Taliesin, Liam, and Marisha, watching them play, they seemed renewed. They seemed reinvigorated. I honestly think, especially in this combat that was the whole second half, basically the whole second half, not a fairly really dramatic combat. It was fairly well established and it was fairly routine, but they looked really good in combat. Watching Ashton come in there and do his thing well, watching Orem go in and do his fighting thing well, watching Denise and Ashton ping-ponging those plant things back and forth, amazing. And then watching really the other three, while Utkarsh playing, or this Bordor or Dogson, go being like cowering and basically not doing anything.
I'm gonna go prone to make myself a smaller target.
Amazing. Mechanically in D&D, that gives everyone advantage on you. It is the worst idea mechanically.
But he's cowering. Yeah.
The best RP ever. So again, this is like, I'm like, woo, woo, woo. There's problems here. Like, this is not right. There's something else going on. That's what another thing. I was like,
There's something that they know that they're not telling us. Yeah.
Exactly. Everybody knows this. I think they're all real. They all know he's played D&D before. They all know it because Matt was his DM. This is not. They all know it.
They know at the table. Yes, I didn't know. I was like,
this is why this guy
can't be new.
Exactly. This is why they weren't questioning anything. But anyway, then you've got Laudna up in the tree, and Prism out off to the side as the ranged spell snipers coming in with their magic.
Right.
It was perfectly executed combat.
But then you got Taliesin on the side going, roll it again and take the lowest, which it always bothers me when they say lowest because it should be lower. But, but Taliesin, either he doesn't know that the guy's well-versed or he's in on it too, and he did a fantastic, perfect job.
I think they're all in on it. I think
every time that I doubt Taliesin, I'm wrong.
Because otherwise they would be like the alternative to it is they would be looking at him going, what do you mean? You know how to play this? Play the game like you know how to play.
Yeah.
Otherwise that would happen. So I think they're all in on this part of it.
Or they're yes-anding incredibly well.
Or that could be, but I tend to think not. I tend to think that they've been told that he's going to come in like a newbie and leave it at that. Yeah. I think there's a big twist, and here is, if I can. Oh, sorry. Let me finish my other point because I'm getting ahead of myself. I think why Matt split them is because in a very vague, nebulous way, Laudna, Orem, and Ashton were becoming support characters in Bell's Hells. And Chetney, Fern, and FCG. Chetney, Fern, FCG, and Imogen. Imogen were the main cast.
What a lapse.
Terrible. Were the mains, especially Imogen being the main.
Yeah.
Those four were outshining the other three. And I think Matt, in a very organic way, kind of recognized that and split them that way. To give, in this half, to give Orem, Ashton, and Laudna more of a chance to shine. To get a little bit more of a thing.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Just in a very minor way, not in a major way at all. It's not like they were whatever. I just feel that was sort of happening. Kind of.
Yeah. That makes sense too. And also to at least broadcast that side first. Like give the stars the first part, and then now we're gonna come back to this.
They're all stars.
We all miss these people. Like you were saying, I miss these motherfuckers. I can't wait to hear their voices at the table again, And I was right there with you. And as soon as I heard Liam's voice, I'm pretty sure it was Liam that spoke first.
All of the players are equal stars in my eyes at this point. They all are. Their characters, the characters that they are playing, may be outshone, Sean, by the other four. Maybe slightly, and this is kind of, I think, maybe there's some sort of a subtle, subconscious way that Matt sort of split them like this. Maybe
Yeah, perhaps. I think it's a good theory. You know, like in the first campaign, they were all kind of going along. They had their own arcs that they went through with the divergence, vestiges of divergence, you know, and all that shit. And the second one, it was very clear. It was like, dude, this is your arc, so don't worry about me. You know, it was very clear
100%.
who the star was at different parts, right? And this one, there aren't arcs.
No.
Like
it's
tiny
one arc.
little arcs, maybe. You know,
but
like
it's basically one arc.
Yeah,
it's
because like we
one
might have
thing.
an episode about FCG mostly, you know, but the next episode's about fucking Ashton.
They on their way to a thing. They stopped off to deal with Chetney's backstory thing with the what were they called? Not the
Tomb Takers?
No, the werewolf people, the cougar, puma.
Damn it,
that
been
was
a long time.
Not the Lorelei. That was the one shot. I forget what they were called. Something, I think. Mogwai. Anyway, whatever they were called. Yeah, it's too long ago.
Now you got Lorelei in my head here. Now I can't think of it.
So I'm dying, man. Can I say it?
Do it.
This is not mine, but it is now. I'm fully on this wagon. Not my idea. I saw this on chat first, and then went into Reddit's, and it was fucking everywhere. This is the big secret, not secret, of Bordor Dogson. Level 9 sorcerer, sheep farmer with magic, uncontrollable magic, is not sure how to use it, just randomly, which is, and did cure wounds also, if you notice, which is not sorcerer magic. So it could be, but it could be with other sorcerers, but it is 100% with divine soul sorcerers. Divine soul sorcerer gets there. So sorcerers mostly just use wild magic, innate magic that they've got in them because of lineage or because they've been changed or affected at some point. Maybe like example by a mind flayer has put a thing in their mind, and as they become, it's unlocked some magic, or given them some innate magic, or they've got lineage. A dragon could be way back in their bloodline. There could be some weird nonsense with an angel or something that happened. Gives them some innate magic that they just draw from, and then it comes out, right?
But they do not know where it fucking came from.
Not all of them. Some do, some don't. That's sort of the fun thing about playing a sorcerer, is you can lean into both sides if you want to. A divine soul sorcerer I got
the impression from this character, they were like,
does not know.
I was a farmer. I don't know where this shit is coming from, but I can just do it now.
Now, here's the secret, not secret. Probably wasn't a human farmer.
Well, they're half elven.
Sure, probably wasn't half human, half elf.
Probably wasn't humanoid.
Probably wasn't. Probably was a border collie.
And they're just brand new to this life that is a human life with all this intelligence and shit.
Bordor Dogson, give me a break, man. Give me a break. Come on. This is a sheep farmer.
Also collie. Used to be a dog.
It was and who is hunting the gods right now? Predathos is hunting the gods. Or potentially soon to be hunting the gods. Already is hunting the gods. What are the gods doing? We don't need clerics. We don't need clerics right now. We need soldiers. So let's turn dogs into
tons of animals.
Divine soul sorcerers. And let them come out and protect us. We need soldiers.
This makes a ton of sense. Just like freaked out. Don't know what the fuck's going on.
Absolutely. Has been a human for a while, long enough that the dog traits have sort of been a little bit washed away, but they're still kind of there. Hence the cowering and the shitting and pissing themselves and
going
vomiting
prone,
and like going prone. Yep, absolutely. So I think
Dogson. You got to come up with a name, dude. Like Dogson.
Bordor Dogson.
My dad was a dog. My dad wasn't a dog. He said that a couple of times.
Listen, man, if I was a human in this world and I was recently permanently polymorphed into a human or half elf or whatever, I'd be saying the same thing.
Yeah, true polymorph. It was like, my dad's not a dog, okay, Guys? It's like, we didn't ask, man.
Mm-hmm. The and the way he reacts, the way that they that he sort of turns around and just does things and has no idea what's going on and is sort of eager, and the mannerisms of like the twitchiness. I had a border collie when I was in high school.
Also, it responds well to like somebody being super nice.
Yes,
like Orem.
Exactly. All of these things, I was like, oh my God, it all makes sense. Like I really, really hope it's true, because I want it to be so true. It'll be amazing.
I'm 50-50. If predictions are right, hey, good on you.
But if
they're wrong, I'm like,
I want it to be true. Oh, so good. Listen,
it makes sense though. It makes sense.
It does.
This is why I'm like I was saying before, like this is kind of a toss off. What did I call it? A whack off episode.
Throwaway episode. Throwaway.
Throwaway. Toss yourself off.
There you
go. Because you're gonna find out like, oh, they got a role play why they're not there, and then also like new characters coming in, and then so the next episode we're gonna get into something real, like basically the only thing we got from this episode.
We don't have an episode next week. We have the one shot next week.
Oh, is this the Friday off?
This is the Friday. I think so. They haven't announced it yet. They didn't announce it during this episode, but they did say that there is a one shot next week. On next Tuesday, though. So it's Wednesday. Yeah. Wednesday morning for us. I think that means that they're off next week.
Yeah, and that's the Tears of the Kingdom, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck, where was I?
Sorry.
The only information that we really got from it, which Matthew, he's instead of just telling them you're in Isilra, like when everything that he told them.
Oh yeah. As soon as he started talking about
everything, he said was everything except you're in Isilra.
Yes,
guys.
Yeah, until the very end. Until the very end, right? When he goes,
and he was like,
when
and
he says,
you're in Isilra on the
outro.
Yeah, the outro. Because like in the beginning, I was like, dude, guys, listen to what he's saying. And they're sitting there like, well,
as soon as he started talking about that mountain that you see that reaches up into the clouds, I'm like, well, that's the big one.
Yeah,
that's we've heard about this mountain before. I've seen it on the map too. It's called the Ascendant Bridge Mountain. I couldn't remember the name for it, but I was like, no, we know about that. That's near Vasselheim. It's not really close to Vasselheim, but it's near Vasselheim.
Yeah,
I was like, and the way he's talking about mountain ranges and then the glittering ocean, I'm like, 100%. This is Isilra.
Wait, were the teeth in a different continent or
the shattered teeth? That was a continent that used to exist that got shattered
in the Calamity.
In Calamity, in the 100-year War of the Calamity,
right,
or 1,000-year War, or whatever it was.
But the moment that they, like, it was within the first, like, 20, 30 minutes of the fucking episode. They were sitting there just, like, it was Laudna. They had the maps from the hole.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, can I get any context clues or something like that from this? And he's like, well, there is a big-ass gorge in Isilra, that's about in the same exact place that you guys are.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Matthew said everything except you're in Isilra.
Yes. Yep.
Like, even my first time through, I'm like, guys, you're in Isilra.
Definitely. Yeah. But they don't know that for sure. So, it's whatever. Good on them. Hey, should we do another roll?
Yeah, I guess I got one more little nugget.
I got a couple more.
And man, we're already at 53 minutes, dude.
Cool. 11.
12. Look at that victory. Jeez, I'll take it. Okay. I guess I had two, but now I'm gonna stick with this one. It's more.
Go for it.
It's more less evergreen.
Mm-hmm.
I think they did the parties concurrently, basically because of Matthew's confidence when he said at the end of the last one.
Not concurrently.
Okay. Here's why I think so, though, is because Matthew very confidently said at the end of the last one that we can see these people alive. Like, are they alive?
Right.
And he said, yep. Like with the commune, right? With the god. And I was like, how can you be so confident? Like Fern nearly died. And if we don't know this yet, then how do we know that the other party has died or not? That was my only evidence that I thought that they were doing it concurrently.
Right. Interesting point. I think, I'm just going to throw this out there. I think that's just speaking out of turn.
Like I think God speaking out of turn?
Yep. I think he's just
change bringer.
I think that's more one of those. I think that's more one of those Matt Mercer going like, well, of course they're alive. We're not going to kill them.
He did hesitate.
Yeah.
It wasn't like an immediate answer.
I think he thought about it for a quick second, and he was like, no, we're not going to kill them.
I can confidently say, yeah.
Yeah, I think we're going to confidently say that you can find them again.
Like, all right, they have 3 guests.
Yep.
They're all well-versed. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, I think this should be fine. And then he said, yes.
Which is why I don't think it was filmed concurrent.
Huh, okay. So you do think that it happened after?
Oh, yeah, 100%. It had to have. Like, they talked about this when they were doing the Taylor Swift goat shit. And they're like, no, the other party has already done sheep. We can't do that.
I didn't pick up on that. It does make some sense because when they came in, they were like as soon as somebody tried to do ascending, in this throwaway beginning, it's like, I gotta get in touch.
Do you have a note about that? As soon
as they rolled the hundreds, nobody had a reaction.
Right, and there's another thing with that also. I thought about that same thing, and I was like, why the fuck aren't they taking, like, what do they do? Oh, it's ascending stone. It's not an actual spell. It's slightly different. Yeah, exactly. So the stone itself is taking some damage, but they're not taking damage, and I think that's why. Because the stone Lauda did that and tried to do some messages and blah blah blah, but they went through a lot of this stuff really quick, right? They went through a lot of stuff very fast, so it didn't, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, again, that was the only reason that I thought that maybe they were concurrent, is because he confidently, after a pause, said, "Nope, they're still alive," which could just be a god getting it wrong, as it comes around. Like, in the first campaign, you just like see them as they're just like fucking people in the fucking some other realm, but they're still fallible,
Oh, I did write down a note here. Interesting.
About that?
I know about your earlier point of why I'm going to yes and that previous one if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
You said a thing about why these individuals, Prism and Dorbar, whatever his name is, Bordor Kali. I think if he had called himself Bordor Kali, I think they probably would have been like, what? Anyway, so he went with Bordor Dogson. Bordor, Prism, and Denise, the three of them, why they were the ones that actually got picked up and sent away, as opposed to people in the cities and blah 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 blah.
Yeah, like why this group?
Big note here. All 3 are Rudis born. When he pulled the switch, when he turned the thing, when he put his hand in there and did the snap, this might have sent all Rudis born and everybody around them maybe out. Or let me rephrase that. All Rudis born and everybody around in that area out. I don't know. It'll be fun to see if they actually are Rudis born. If Denise is Rudis born, if Bordor and Prism. Great name, Prism, by the way. I love it. Great name for a scribe wizard.
I'm deep in thought here.
Uh-oh. Can I fill some dead air by talking about the Order of the Scribe then?
Yeah. Can I give 12 more seconds of dead air? I'm joking.
Order of the Scribe is fascinating, man. They conjure a quill, and with this quill, it can do a bunch of really cool stuff. But what it's best at doing is it can do some other fun things. But what it's best at doing is scribing books, spells into the spell book. If she finds a spell, or a scribe wizard finds a spell, they can scribe it in at 2 times the spell level in minutes. It's incredibly fast. So 9th level spell in 18 minutes. It was wild. It does. The Order of the Scribe also has Manifest Mind, which is what Prism used in combat on Denios on the spell book. sent the manifested mind spell book into the battle. It can go through combatants and through them, and she can cast spells out of it. So just such a cool fucking order, man. Really neat subclass. Yeah, really cool.
I'm really looking forward to the next episode because this one was a throwaway. You know,
this person, Emily Axford, is one of the best D&D players on the planet, and we're going to be watching her play one of the most dangerous wizards on the planet. Yeah. Like maybe not Elminster the Mage dangerous, but this, she's going to play it. I have a feeling we're going to see ultra deadly toolbox is how she's going to be playing this. It's going to be incredible to watch. She was so quick with the magic mouth idea for the distraction. She was so fast with manifest mind. Those natural 20s that popped out, because she's just going to keep getting advantage. There's going to be so many nat 20s. She's a min-max gamer. It's going to be really fun to watch. She's going to make Matt's life very difficult.
Yeah,
I promise you.
I loved her, like, seemingly absent-minded use of greater invisibility. You know, and she made that. I know it's not absent-minded whatsoever.
No,
I mean, I'm getting that much more now.
Yep.
But even watching the game, like, no, greater invisibility. She made that same joke 3, 4, maybe 5 times.
Yep.
Just, you know, she's so socially awkward.
Yep.
But what she has is fucking powerful. Which I have here. I guess I'm going to throw it in here before we take off. Is this dimension door that happened from inside the beast, right?
Yep.
Like the dimension door, it seemed to have some kind of a pull to it or something, where like people went through it against their, like, don't you have to travel through it? Or like, you know, with the Scanlan, he had dimension door.
Yep.
And he would be like, all right, anybody my size or smaller willing can go through.
Yep.
But this case is like, I don't know, like the book did it?
You're casting your spell through the book. It's your stats.
The size of the person who cast it through the book. And then there were 2 people.
No, just one. It was just Orem.
There were 2 people in the beast, weren't there?
Nope, just Orem. Orem got swallowed.
At one point, wasn't there 2 people in the beast?
Nope.
Dude.
Yep. Orem was the only one that got swallowed. And then Denios went inside as the book, as the manifest. It's flavored.
It's through beasts.
It's a re-flavored manifest mind. She's using it through the spell book. And then it's incorporeal. It's incorporeal. So go through anything. It's tiny. So it's like a tiny little shrunken down book. And then she cast Steel, the hell was it called? Steel Windstrike. And rolled, she did like 58, like 160 something points of damage.
With a nat 20, yeah.
With 2 nat 20s.
Yeah, that's right.
It's like, yeah, done. 100. It's a ridiculous amount. They did a little bit of
9, I believe, right?
They're all level 9, yeah. So this is like a 4th level spell, 5th level spell, maybe. Not sure. Anyway, it doesn't matter. This could have been the record for the most amount of damage on a single thing, except for the fact that they did a little bit of finagly thing there, where she didn't roll all the dice. Matt was just like, okay, you want to use the one dice roll for all 3.
For this,
because I think he realized at that point it didn't matter. Like it was going to nuke.
I think she had the how do you want to do this at that point.
I think so too. Yeah. And then Amy got the next how do you want to do this with her trying to flip the alligator thing. Where was it here?
Yeah. But Orem got one too, right?
I think so. Yeah. I think there was 3 monsters, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yep.
Yeah, it was nice to see a regular player character get one finally. You know, I mean, hey, good for the guests, but I didn't expect Dogson to Border Collie Dogson to get one.
Listen, man.
Unless he killed one of our characters, you know.
Again, this guy is good. Watch the worm is going to turn. We're going to probably get it.
Watch this one again before next week just to pick up on this. Be like, hold on a second.
Yeah,
you know,
the way the rest of the cast doesn't react to his inability to play.
That's
D&D
what I have to look at.
It instantly set off warning bells. I'm like, what? Wait a minute. No way. No, nobody acts like that around newbies. You're either helping newbies way more than that, or you're like, hey, dude, you've played D&D before. What do you mean the D20? Yeah, of course it's the D20. That's what are you doing? Like, there's just a natural reaction to do that, and that didn't happen at the table. So,
yeah,
my
the guy's name. What's his name again?
His name is Utkarsh and Butker.
Utkarsh, like when the disadvantage showed up, I wasn't watching, it was in my pocket, but he didn't say anything about how that works. He wasn't like, how does disadvantage work? He didn't say that because that would be acting, obviously.
Yep.
But then, Taliesin chimed in. He was like, you just take the smallest of the two. Again, smallest, not smaller, son of a bitch. So that was at Taliesin's, inclusion. And I would like to see everybody else's looks on their faces, professional actors.
They're smiling. They're all smiling.
To see if they pick up on what he just said and be like...
Just watch when he comes.
Or just stone-faced, stoic.
When he comes in and he does the fireball, the lightning bolt at 5th level, I was like, wait, so somebody's told you that the most powerful thing you can cast
Rosie
is...
Perez, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Marissa Tomei.
Right.
Somebody's told him that that's the most powerful spell you can cast at right now. 5th level lightning bolt. Great. I get it. And then when he does like, what's a cantrip? I'm like, no, man. No.
You're not buying it?
Nice. Nope. Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit.
What do they say? Hook, line, and sinker. I bought it totally.
Nope.
Because I don't know who the guy is.
Neither do I, but I was like, yeah, no way.
Like, what does a beer can mean? Or a beer
Well, that I can understand, because sometimes those dice are weird when you look at it. Like, is that a 20 or is that a 1?
Yeah.
Right? Like, what does that mean? If you've never rolled the dice before, I would pick up a dice, and if it didn't have if it had a symbol on it, I'd be like, right, exactly.
Clearly a 0.
Clearly a 0. All right, listen, man. Let's wrap this up. It's we're well over an hour here.
Like, even as a throwaway episode, in my opinion, there was so much to be.
I love this episode. I thought it was great.
I really enjoyed it.
I laughed so much at this one. It had its moments of hilarity, a little bit of really good RP, really good humor, a little bit of sadness, a little bit of loss, a little bit of heart to heart, especially the conversation at the campfire with Ashton and Laudna. Great little heart to heart combo there. Ashton really bringing the stole the show there. Really stole the show. It was great. Enjoyed it a lot. Everything. It had it all. It was good.
It had it all. I think, now that I'm not convinced that they did these concurrently, I think now they're just like, oh, I can't wait to jump into this RP again.
100%. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. I don't think
it was done concurrently.
It's going to be good. I can't wait.
Hey, we should... One more thing. Forgot.
There was something else I wanted to talk about.
It's not important. Go ahead.
Oh, Candela Obscura.
Oh, yeah. You asked me to pay attention to the ad.
Yeah, I'm just going to say this. The internet is awash with this. This is Critical Role's new game system. There is a very good chance after this campaign they will stop playing 5th edition and move to their new game system. I
just have
that's all. That's all. If Candela Obscura is successful, which it probably will be, there is a very good chance that they're going to take a bunch of people with them to their new system. I believe it's called Daggerheart, or Daggerheart is the name of the next something. I'm not quite sure. The names are kind of vague, and I'm just like, wait, we don't really know anything because nothing. Yeah, we don't really know everything because they've just sort of thrown some names around. They've been clearly working on this for a very long time. But no, that was my point, is I think that paying attention to this now will pay off later, because this could be the direction that Critical Role is going in. Could be.
After campaign 3.
I think so.
Yeah. I feel so too, man. I feel like everything's going to be destroyed after this campaign.
Sounds like it. Sort of feels like it, doesn't it?
They've already, Matthew et al. Have given everybody Tal'Dorei, Exandria.
Tal'Dorei, Wild Marquette, now Azora.
They've given Exandria. You can have your campaigns in there. You can relive it yourselves and your own characters. You can come 100%. Across Jester. You can come across all these different people. The same gods and stuff. That's beautiful. That's available to people out there who want to play this game.
Totally.
However, people got to move forward. You know, like once you record an album, you got to write some more. You know,
that's right.
That's what's up.
You just hope you don't go from Actung Baby to Zoo TV, Zoo Ropa. What was that terrible U2 album called?
What are you talking about?
U2. They had like one of the best albums of the 90s in Actung
U2?
Baby. And then they came out with the Zoo Ropa. I don't even remember what the fuck it was called. It was so goddamn terrible.
It rings a bell.
Yeah, it was a terrible album. Experimental shit. I don't like it.
Yeah, well, I mean, the Beatles did it, and then Weezer kind of did it, and people were like, "What the fuck is this?" And it turns out one of the most cult classic popular bands.
Pinkerton.
Yeah, Pinkerton, and with the Beatles, I don't know what the album's called, the White Album or something. I don't know.
No, the White Album was the big one. No, it was Sgt. Pepper's.
Sgt. Pepper.
Yeah.
Peppers or Pepper?
Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
Wait, is that lyrics? Or are you telling me
that's the name of the album. Sgt. Pepper's
whole
Lonely
thing
Hearts
you just
Club
said
Band.
there?
Yeah.
Like 7 words?
How do you not know the Beatles, man? Like the most influential.
I don't listen to them, dude.
You should, though. They're the most influential rock band of all time.
Yeah, so I let them influence my musical.
You Rolling Stones fans, I'll fight you for that. It's not the Rolling Stones.
Like Rolling Stones don't influence me either. Fucking Propaganda does. No effects. Come on.
Yeah, but without the Beatles, those bands don't exist.
Yeah, I listen to them. I don't give a fuck. Like, hey, fine music. Great music. Jude. Well done. Man, I just watched that thing with Tool from 92 earlier tonight. I'm just like, dude, these guys have no idea.
Want to watch a really good movie? Watch Yesterday. Great movie. It's a movie where they
did Yesterday. I don't want to do it again. No, I'm joking.
Great little movie. It's a quick one. It's a good date movie too. It's about spoiler alert, the Beatles never existed, but they did exist for this one guy. And he does all the Beatles. He becomes famous for redoing all the Beatles songs. Quite good, quite an excellent movie.
It sounds like Back to the Future a little bit.
It's a little bit of a Groundhog Day sort of a thing, where not like that at all. He gets into a bike accident, spoiler, and in the instant that he gets in the accident, the Beatles never existed, but he still remembers them. It's really, really, really good. It's a great movie if you're a Beatles fan.
Where do I see this?
It's Yesterday. It's on. I don't know. It's out there. Might be on Netflix.
You purchase it on MuTorrent?
Yes. Trust me, it's a good movie to watch.
All right,
it's very enjoyable. All right, bud, wrap this up. I gotta go.
Let's do it. I
gotta walk a dog.
Follow Ben at bengreenspoon on all socials. I don't have as many socials as him, but I am on Instagram at drummatucka. That's an A at the end of drumma and tucka. And album's coming out, man. We got the second
set of notes.
You know what
the A stands for?
Say it again.
You know what the A stands for? You got 2 of them though.
That's what it stands for. It should be more than one A, but that's
Some days you wake up and you just feel like the beer you just need to. Especially when a lot of draft the night before, you really need 2 A's.
Just open up and amplified by the porcelain. Yeah. Keep following for the album release. So we got our second set of notes back, so mastering is happening soon. We're gonna be on streaming media within 6 to 8 weeks. 8 weeks is a fucking long stretch. That's 6 weeks, probably maximum.
We're into proper summer at that point.
Yeah. And we won't have we're looking at, I'll say this here, I guess now. We're looking at September 16th to have an album release show up here in Taiwan.
Cool.
So, hey, maybe, clear your calendar if you want to come up. Cuervos, us. Okay. That's just 2 bands. That's it. We want to play full sets, both of us.
Perfect.
Yep. All right, cool. Hey, dude. Well, then, like, subscribe, find us on Instagram, all that shit.
Send us messages.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to Paul Bedard. Commented on our YouTube thing from last week. It might be Paul Bedard from Kaohsiung. I don't know. I do know a Paul Bedard in Kaohsiung. I don't know if it's you. I don't know if it's you or not, Paul. But if it is you, I meant to say it at the beginning of the episode and I forgot.
Yeah. Well,
Paul, if you've made it this far, congratulations.
What did he say? Did he give some bullshit or?
It was very eloquent. Nice.
Thanks a lot, Paul. All right. Well, then, nothing else. Don't forget to love each other.
Hey.
And is it finally Friday? Or next Friday? We maybe.
Your heart's not here. It's actually right there.
Yeah. All right. Cheers, everybody.
Peace.
We'll see you next time. Mwah.
Out.
I don't want to do mwah. That's terrible. Jeez. I'm just going to end it.